Have you ever started financial analysis in Python, built your charts, ran your numbers, and then had to copy paste everything into ChatGPT or Claude back just to get a proper written evaluation? You know, this go back and forth, you paste a table, you ask a narrative, you fix the formatting, paste another table. It takes hours, sometimes days, and at the end you have a patchwork of disconnected pieces that no auditor would ever sign off. What if I told you there's a way to do all of this in one single pipeline? The data, crunching, statistical analysis, the charts, the forecasting, and at the end, even the executive narratives in one single automated run. No copy pasting, no switching between tools, one pipeline fully reproducible and audit ready. My name is Christopher Watten, and I will show you exactly this today, how you can do this with Python and Claude. It all starts with the SNAKE method. SNAKE stands for Source, Notebook, Analysis, Knowledge, and Execution. 5 building blocks that define everything your analysis needs before a single line of code runs. And to make this easy, I've built this tool right here in Claude, the Snake Agent Prompt Generator. You don't need to be a developer to use this. How does it look like? So you have here this Snake Agent Prompt Generator. It's different tabs here on top, from templates until the final prompt, and you could choose from different style. You could take something expense analysis, revenue reporting, or if it's nothing from the predefined one, you just create a custom. Afterwards, you tell, okay, my files are something like department and then expenses XLSX. You describe what the file represents, what is the sheet, and which columns are within that file. Then you could choose, okay, I'm working in Google Colab, in Jupyter Notebook, local Python script, and so on. So in this case, we have here Google Colab. You go to the Google Colab file uploader to upload your files. I want afterwards to use the GPT-4 model in OpenAI. And then where the key are stored. So environmental, Google SQL. So it's not really important, but let's just choose here in this case environment variable. Afterwards, we choose what kind of analysis we want to do. Remove the total, strip currency. So you have a bunch of information to choose from, and you can always add your own. So there are predefined ones for the enrichment steps, for the statistical methods, forecasting, and so on. Afterwards, we say what kind of charts you want, or the same story, comparison, trends, variance, composition, patterns, KPIs, and again, you can add if you want so. In the end, we have the interactive elements, what we want to generate, be it the KPI summary cards, top 10 table, and then we go to the LM agent, what it should do. Maybe it should write a 2-paragraph executive narrative, so there's 2 free actual recommendations, explain charts finding in plain language for non-technical audience, and so on. We tell it which persona it should represent, in this case, a senior financial analyst, and what should be the tone, so bot ready. Finally, we give a sample of data, what kind of data gotchas are there, we fill it in, and then we say, okay, what do we want to have as an output? We want to have markdown report, interactive dashboard, statistical HTML report, and so on. And all this will be at the end rounded up with some common error handling. What we know are wrong with the data, so it will fix it automatically. And then it will give you the results and tell you, here is your complete prompt, which you just could copy paste. You go to Claude, you copy in, and you wait. Here it's already pre-generated, and then you have at the end your notebook. And then you go just to the Google Colab, and you upload file, upload notebook, your previously generated notebook from Claude. And then you just execute it. And then at the end, you will see something like that. The uploaded files which it shows, and then different outputs. Charts, let's check what it has. We have some kind of combo line chart, forecasting chart. So as you see, a lot of different charts. Then we have a dashboard. So let's go down and see our clean, nice dashboard about the department expense analytics. All our informations, different graphs, and so on. On top of that, we have our expense report. A clean, nice report with narrative for different departments, screenshots, graphs, and everything which you need done within minutes. This isn't just about saving time. Although going from days to minutes, it's a big deal, right? This is about standardization. Every analysis follows the same structure, every output is reproducible, you can version it, you can audit it, and you can govern it. That matters in regulated industries like banking, where the EU AI Act and DORA requires you to demonstrate control over your AI assistant processes. You don't need to be a data scientist, you don't need to be a code expert to use this. If you're a CFO, a controller, you have a plan in your mind, This pipeline gives you the power of a full analytics team packaged into one notebook. The snake method, one prompt, one pipeline, executive ready results.